Hey, what's up? Bad news, unfortunately. YouTube decided they wanted to be mad about the second part of the Return of Harmony review, which is stupid, but I guess I shouldn't complain too much. Like, if they were going to pick one thing to be mad about, at least they waited until after I got the first part in there. But, okay, even so, I sent in my refute and all that, complaint that it's fair use, and obviously, I mean, I do have the right to do that, to comment on the footage, but okay, but it uses footage from the show, so I mean that's how YouTube works. They tell you. I mean, they say, okay, we're gonna point the finger if we think you might be doing something wrong, and then you're allowed to. I mean, if you're not, you have to tell us, and then we'll listen, but only when we feel like it, because officially they're gonna put me on hold till July 30th is the message they sent me. So until then, I get treated just like I've broken one of their rules. But anyway, though, yeah, how about that? A YouTube reviewer having a problem with YouTube? Aren't I original? But okay. Well, the silver lining is I did still record a review of Return of Harmony, just the first and second part, and I was gonna have that come at the end of the second part, but since I can't show you that, I'll just show you the review. And fair warning, no context, you're probably not going to like the first 2/5 or so, but bear with me, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So, okay. And to get from that footage to this, luckily, I did have a cheesy transition in mind to get from the commentary to the review, so now to transfer from this footage to that, all I have to do is... What a rush. Okay, well, I hope you all enjoyed that, and here's my thoughts on the two-parter. Basically, I think Return of Harmony is made up of some of the best parts I've ever seen from this show, but they do not form a perfect whole. For example, back in the other two-parter, Friendship is Magic, I just named it after the show there, because it was the first two episodes, I did say that it got a little underwhelming in the second episode. I mean, some of it was still overall it was still pretty good, but some of it was lackluster. But even so, as just a running conflict, the whole thing was actually really well paced. Like, starting out, a high-ranking pupil of the princess discovers that an ancient conflict is about to come to part 2, or about to see the next stage of that, so she writes to the princess to get ready for it. But the princess seems to know something she doesn't, so she sends her on an unrelated task. So, okay, part 1, establishing everything. And then next, Nightmare Moon, she does return, she makes her stance, she's able to hold the princess at bay, so Twilight realizes then that she was right, so it's time to go set her plan into action to go after the elements of harmony, so, okay, next part, getting the conflict started. And then 3, she joins up with a group who's sort of drawn to her after what she's been through so far, and they start looking, and then Nightmare Moon knows this poses a threat, so she goes after them, hoping to scare them off, end this without a fight, but they reveal their hidden strengths and foil her every time, so part 3, the conflict starts to take off, they start to take each other on. Part 4, they find the elements, but they were not told exactly how they're supposed to work. It's a little bit vague, so Nightmare Moon takes her chance to intervene, and then they have a fight over the elements, and it looks like Nightmare Moon has won, so okay, the conflict coming to a head, coming to the finale, the bad guy's starting to win, okay, and then last part, Twilight figures it out, activates the elements, puts together everything she needed to, and yeah, throws the Hail Mary pass for the win. So, like I said, it all fits together, it all builds one from the other, very well done. Now, the build-up to Discord is pretty well done, but we start out his attempts to defeat them in part 1, it's just a one-sided curb stomp, and there's no reason to believe that it would be anything other than a one-sided curb stomp as we see them going at it. I mean, he's just how powerful we see he is. Really, it doesn't even look like the way they play it. It doesn't even look like the main characters are getting any closer to solving this. It just looks like he's screwing with them. So, I mean, not only do we know that he's basically just gonna stomp them because, it's the first part, the bad guy has to start out winning, but that's all they really play up, how easily he beats them down. So, I mean, it's just, it seems like they're running in circles a little bit because that's really all that there seems to be to the first part. And then, okay, in part 2, though, after all that, after how strong this guy, how he just completely wiped them out, essentially, he was able to beat them by toying with them. Then he just sort of disappears, and it turns out that, okay, they have to make their comeback, and it's surprisingly very easy. I mean, they really don't have to go through all that much to do it. You have to, I mean, the beating them was easy as hell. Coming back and beating Discord back was easy as hell. I don't know, nothing really seems to tie together. It's just like Discord is incredibly powerful, but in the end, that it's unfolds the same way as it would if he were less powerful. And yeah, same with the main characters. You know that we know that they're capable. They have this very strong bond. They have all that, but that's irrelevant in part one, and it's not really relevant in part two because they could have brought themselves back together with less. So, like I said, and also, yeah, well, because you'd think that their comeback would be completely genius, but I mean, instead they kind of, I mean, as a whole, the conflict, what they have to overcome, bringing back the friends, the conflict we do get to see them overcome, it's okay overall. I mean, the corrupted friends are really funny overall. I mean, you know, some better than others. Fluttershy in particular steals the show, but seeing them brought back, some of them are done better than others, and I mean, after all this, after how much was put into Discord corrupting them like this, all of them, even Rainbow Dashes, are a little underwhelming, so, okay, but, as a whole, but that might sound pretty harsh, and only to make sure that I've reined it in, that I've qualified what I'm about to say, which is that, again, it's still made up of some of the best parts of the series, and because of that, it still has to rank as one of the really good episodes. Because, yeah, there is a lot to enjoy here. I mean, just Discord, essentially. John Delancey is great as Discord, and I mean, I don't watch a lot of Star Trek. I've seen 2 and 4 from the movies, a couple of episodes, so I wouldn't have actually known who Q was, but I did get a couple of comments, both from the blog series and the videos. Like, do you watch Star Trek? Do you happen to know? So I decided to look into that, and I mean, yeah, he is great as Discord, and Discord is a great villain. They completely use him to just throw all the animation they could think of, the most creative gags, a really fun villain who seems like he's having a blast every step of the way, who you'd almost mistake for just a fun guy who likes anarchy, except there's just enough sadism in it. There's just enough of a knowing sort of cruelty in there so you can tell that, yeah, he's bad news. He's not just a fun guy. He's a mean guy. He's out to cause some pain. But okay, they're just great with that. Very creative, very well done. And I mean, you want to see the plots with the Six getting corrupted done better because there's already so much there, and I mean, it could just be a complete out of the park home run. But I mean, even so, it is still pretty good. Like how they're all led astray by like versions of their own cutie marks, which I'm never going to stop being embarrassed at having to use the name cutie marks. But okay, they're all led astray. Great concept, and most of the scenes of them getting corrupted are just very well done. I mean, Pinkie Pie in particular was absolutely just merciless. It was. I mean, like I said in the commentary, it's a little hard to watch because I mean, you can totally sympathize as she's just getting this beat down, and it's just so harsh. And I mean, yeah, and that's what. Well, I'll get to that, but okay, so yeah, that very well done. The maze plot, even though it was kind of pointless, was very cool. A lot of fun, and okay, anything else? And I guess also the character arcs, like I said, you want it to be the great episode it could have been about Twilight's journey, but even though it does, like, with the conflict sort of pace itself, like, she still gets her arc, she still gets to hit all the notes and reach the next level, so well, okay, I'll get to what I thought of how the other 5 were played, but Twilight, who is at center stage and whose arc is running the show, she was done well. So, overall, a good job on her. So, okay. I mean, yeah, reading the letters to bring herself back and just, yeah, rising to the challenge, how she's trying to cope with the other, well, there are four while they're corrupted. I mean, that was fun there, how she's just getting really agitated. So, okay, man. So, yeah, overall, a good job with her. The others, less so. Like, Applejack's was probably the best overall because we get the setup, we get the payoff, it all makes sense. You do feel for her. It's overall more underwhelming than you'd think because, I mean, it's really, they don't seem to be swinging for the fence with it. It seems paint by numbers, but it's all there, and it's all done well enough. You know, she is afraid their friendship is going to break apart, and then she brings her back by remembering all the good times with her friends, and that, yeah, what being honest Applejack did for her, and, yeah, how she doesn't want to just, yeah, throw it all away and hide herself in lies. So, I mean, underwhelming, but overall got the job done. Fluttershy, I mean, there was no arc with Fluttershy really, but she had her moments. Like, Fluttershy was entirely there to do nice Fluttershy gags and mean Fluttershy gags, and all in all, a lot of fun. But yeah, to corrupt her, he just has to poke her in the head. Why didn't he just do that to everybody? And then to bring her back, we don't even get to. Applejack has to lasso her off screen so Twilight can poke her with the horn. I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. We saw that the right encouragement is what it takes to bring them back, break Discord's spell. That's what worked for Twilight. It's what worked for Applejack. But then it just, after that, just sort of becomes shove a magic horn in their face equals problem solved. So, okay. Rarity, she had her funny moments in this episode too, but she kind of got screwed. Discord has to show her a diamond to corrupt her, and then they have to bring her back off screen. So, yeah, she probably got a little screwed. And then Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash, they kind of had the opposite problem. Like I said, the setup to Pinkie Pie's was great. No payoff. We don't see one thing that happened. We're just told that they brought her back and she's okay now, and that's kind of reminds me of Party of One actually. But I mean, this time, we don't even see it happen. We're not even told. Well, we are told that she's over it. I don't know. I guess I would have, at very, very least, liked to see that get what Applejack got, but I mean, okay, so. And then Rainbow Dash is the opposite problem, a completely botched setup. I mean, it seemed like they were really buying their time there, waiting for something, setting something up, like Rainbow Dash torn between worlds or something like that. Then, okay, nope, she's just basically like everybody else. She's doing the opposite of what her element is, so there's that. But the payoff was still by far the best. The whole chase scene, that was a lot of fun. Bringing her in, having to brace her attitude. What's the word I'm looking for? Having to endure her attitude with just, I don't need you guys, get it back off, and just, yeah, that was, all in all, okay, easily the best played. So I mean, that was, even though Rainbow Dash as a whole might not have even been the best one, and overall she still is not what I would have liked to see. The payoff to hers was probably the only one that I would say you got the job done. That exactly meets the standard. But so yeah, like I said, overall great conflict, great villain, a lot of great ideas in this episode. Just not paced as well. You can't enjoy them all as much as you would want, mostly because of the conflict with the other five. It's just played like it was a little too easy to lose them. It was a little too easy to bring them back, and yeah, it seemed like it was passing up the chance to swing for the fence a little bit. But okay, otherwise though, like I said, 2 very good episodes, and so here's to season 2. I'll see you at the next one, which is Lesson 0. Take care.